My husband slid a stack of papers across our dining table and smiled like he'd already won. "Sign it," he said, "or I'll make sure this divorce drags for years." I signed, set my keys beside the ink, and walked out of my own penthouse without looking back. The next morning, his attorney called him screaming, "Do you have any idea what you just allowed her to do?" 6 years earlier, I met Mark at a charity gala in Seattle. I was an architect on the rise, finally breathing after a decade of 80-hour weeks. He was charming in that future billionaire way, all suit and big promises. He talked about a revolutionary startup but never explained what it did. I ignored the fog because he made me feel chosen. We married fast. My mom was already gone, and all I had left of her was a vintage watch, a few watercolor paintings, and a handwritten note: "Don't let anyone dim your light." The watch stayed locked up. The paintings stayed on our walls. I thought I was protecting her. I wasn't. Year 1, Mark played supportive husband. Year 2, his company failed and I paid off his secret debt. After that, he stopped pretending. Networking became golf and designer shopping on my cards. I brought in the money. He brought in excuses. The cherry on top, the prenup. I had one. He cried on our first anniversary and said, "We're partners now. Legal walls mean you don't trust me." I tore it up like an idiot in love, and he watched the pieces fall with this little satisfied smile I only understand now. Then one Tuesday, he left his phone on the counter while he showered. A notification popped up from Sophie. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow, baby. Wear that shirt I bought you." I scrolled and saw 6 months of I love yous and one line that made me go cold. "After the divorce, we'll be set for life." I opened Sophie's Instagram, perfect lighting, fake smiles, and there, on her wrist, was my mother's watch, the one I thought I'd misplaced. I didn't scream. I took screenshots, emailed them to myself, and put his phone back like nothing happened. That night, I called my old college roommate, Helen, now a family law attorney. I said, "I need help," quietly. She said, "Come in tomorrow." In her office, she looked at the evidence and smiled like a trapdoor. "Let him think he's winning," she told me. "Men like him sign anything if you feed their ego." Over the next months, we worked in silence. I protected the penthouse and my income. I tracked every loan I'd given him. I installed tiny cameras, video only. I didn't need his voice. I needed his hands. The footage made my stomach turn. Mark and Sophie in my home, trying on my jewelry, rifling through my things. Then I came home one day and my mom's paintings were gone, leaving pale rectangles on the wall. I asked Mark, steady as I could, "Where are they?" He shrugged. "I donated those depressing old things. They were bringing the place down." That was the moment I stopped loving him. So when Mark finally came at me with demands, I played my part. He said, "I want the penthouse, half your business, spousal support." I let my eyes water. I let my voice crack. "Fine," I whispered. "Just sign this first. My lawyer says it's a formality." He barely glanced down. He just scribbled his name like a kid signing a yearbook. Back to that dinner table. He pushed his papers at me and threatened years of hort. I signed mine like a good, broken wife. Then I placed my keys down, one by one. Then I stood up. Then I walked out. By sunrise, Mark learned the truth. The penthouse didn't recognize his voice. His car wouldn't start. His cards declined. And while he was spiraling, cops were at Sophie's place, pulling my mother's watch and my paintings out of her apartment like trophies. Mark called me 17 times. I didn't answer. Helen texted, recovered everything. Then she added, he signed away his claims. He basically signed his own leash. The divorce ended fast after that. Mark got nothing less than nothing because restitution isn't a suggestion. Sophie's influencer glow died the second stolen property hit the record. Mark crawled back to his mom's house with no penthouse and a reputation that followed him like a shadow. Last week, I rehung my mother's paintings. I put her watch back in the safe. I read her note and exhaled. I didn't ruin his life. I just stopped cushioning his fall. The next morning, I made coffee in a kitchen that only answered to me. No more pretending. No more being patient while he drained me. I lifted my mug to an empty room and said, "To my light."